Hey,
Hi.
what we're doing for you guys today is we're giving you guys a condensed version of Passover, the Allie and Allen version. So here goes. Joseph is looking for some new things. He's trying out new things. So he goes to Egypt with his family.
Where basically he can't keep his hands off his wife, and they have a whole bunch of tiny Josephs because you know that Jewish women be freaky.
Okay, this freaks out the Pharaoh apparently, and he decides what I'm going to do to control this is to enslave all of the Jews, because apparently that's what guys in power do when they want to control people. So, so he enslaves all the Jews, but for some reason, so I guess that would make them the direct ancestors of the Jews that we have here today.
So that's like, we're kind of the same then, right? Like we both come from like an enslaved people who like fought hard.
No,
Okay.
not at all.
All right. Okay.
So these enslaved Jews, they still continue to reproduce, and this becomes a problem for the Pharaoh. So the Pharaoh says, I got an idea. What does he do?
He's like, you know what I'm gonna do? They're obviously not listening. I'm gonna like kick it up a notch. I'm gonna make the soldiers go around to all the houses and kill off the first male born to each Jewish women. Which is like, could you imagine if he would have succeeded? There'd be so many less 5'5" dudes trolling J-Date right now.
And we love George Costanza. Now,
Right?
here is where the story of Moses kind of begins.
True.
Okay? Because his mother takes him, puts him in a basket like a picnic, like a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, and decides I'm going to send him up the river to whoever gets him.
Right.
So his sister Miriam goes and she follows him to see who gets my brother Moses, and guess who finds Moses?
Guess who finds him?
The frickin' Pharaoh.
The frickin' Pharaoh's daughter.
Oh, excuse me. Okay, the Pharaoh's daughter.
How about that? And she's like, you know what? I see this little baby floating here in the river, and I'm going to raise him as one of my own. So he is the first Hebrew to grow up as like an Egyptian prince. Right?
Right.
Okay.
So apparently there's this day, Moses, you feel me, he's a prince, he's a king, whatever, he's living large and golden snake on his head. He sees like a slave master beating up a Jew. That's my brother, bro. You can't do that. Stop, I say. He kills him because he wasn't having it. You understand what I'm saying? He wasn't having it. It came down to blows.
And Moses was like, oh shit, I better run for my life. So he flees to the desert, which is weird because no Jew is trying to camp. It's different. He flees to the desert and he meets this dude named Jethro. And he's like, what's up, Jethro? And Jethro is like, come on in. Come on in. Join my family.
I got some daughters if you need them.
I've got plenty of daughters. So he marries one of Jethro's daughters, which, have you ever met a Jewish Jethro? Because I haven't.
Jethro
Stein?
Bim.
Bom? Berg?
Big.
Owitz?
Bum, big.
Gold?
Bum.
I've never met a Jethro Gold before.
Berg.
Never. But anyway, he's like, okay, cool, I'll marry one of your daughters. Thanks so much, Papa Jethro. So one day, he's out in the desert doing desert things.
I know this part. Okay, so he's in the desert, and there's this burning bush that begins to burn and begins to speak to him. Every time I've ever burned a bush, I've heard the exact same voice. Take off your shoes, nigga. There is this holy ground. Take the shoes off. They have a long talk. Jesus say, bro, not only are you burning some bush, but you get to let everybody go. I'm going to give you a team of Aaron, like your own special ops, black ops, Call of Duty team to go and get my people.
Yeah, and he reminds him, he's like, listen, Moses, if shit goes down, I got you, dog. I got you. So Moses goes back to the Pharaoh and is like, hey, yo, Pharaoh, big news. You and I got to talk, my brother, because I just had to talk with the big dog and he's less than happy. Maybe you go ahead and let my people go. To which Pharaoh was like, You're bluffing.
You don't even live, bro.
You ain't gonna do nothing. So he's like, I'm gonna just keep on being me and doing Pharaoh.
No.
He's just being Miley. He's just doing his thing. He's like, I'm not gonna stop. Can't stop, won't stop. And and Moses is like, okay, bad choice. See you soon. So he leaves.
Let me go tell God about what you talking about.
I'm going to tell him exactly what you said. So he went back to God and he was like, hey, yo, God, remember that one time when you were like, I got your back? Let's get our people together. We got to form a posse. We got to roll out and fuck some shit up. Pharaoh's not listening. Let's go. So God is like, okay, dude, don't worry. I got you. Let's drop some plagues.
Drop some plagues.
Drop some plagues. 10 plagues to be exact. So there was some locusts and some blood. And even still, Pharaoh's like, you're bluffing. You're bluffing. So then God was like, okay, I'm bluffing. Well, how about this? Eye for an eye, motherfucker. We're going to kill your firstborn of all the Egyptian people since you were trying to kill all the firstborn of the Jews.
And what?
Right. So he's like, and you know what? I'm going to even kick it up a notch, much like Emerald, and start killing the first Egyptian animals in every single family.
Bam!
Bam. So that starts happening, and then Pharaoh is like, oh, God, make it stop. You killed my iguana.
Let's make a deal.
My first goldfish is dead. and his first son. That starts happening. So how did the Jewish people protect themselves from the angel of death? Simple. We took a lamb shank, we smeared some lamb blood on the door to be like,
poor lamb chop.
We're Jewish, so you can just go ahead and scoot on by. That's what we did. And that's actually how we get the term Passover, because the angel of death passed over our door. Not how like you pass over hoes at the club.
Or you pass over some burning bush. I'm sure it's related, definitely.
Different Passover. Anyway, God is like, all right, Moses, remember that part about you actually getting people the fuck out of Egypt? Let's go.
Let's do this.
Let's go. So Moses is like, cool. Let me go back and get my people. We'll roll out. He tells the Jews, time, we gotta go. And they're like, man, we're in the middle of baking bread. Moses is like, no time for baking bread. Roll that up. Put the dough in your backpacks. Let's ride. And they're like, all right, I guess we'll just do that. And it cooked in the sun.
It'll bake in the desert eventually. Yes.
Bakes right in the desert.
Right.
So they all follow Moses out. He parts the Red Sea like a boss. And they follow him in the desert for the next 40 years, eventually leading to the 10 Commandments. And that is the story of...
That part's kind of hazy. Don't believe they did 40 years. But,
yeah, can you imagine Jews in the desert for 40 years? I walk around the block 5 times and I'm like ready to ask for directions. I can't imagine 40 years in the desert.
Moses needed a damn GPS, what he needed.
I swear I don't know. But anyway, from us to you.
Happy Passover.
Chag Sameach.